Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with Michael Hunter, American heavyweight, going to fight Martin Bakole, top of the bill, October 13th at York Hall. Have you been to York Hall before at all, even as an amateur?
No, I haven't. I heard it was a great venue. You know, people seem to be excited about the venue, and it was. I heard it's a very historical venue for boxing, so I'm excited to be there.
It's a bit of a cauldron-like venue or a bear pit. You know, it's quite small, but the acoustics mean it's very, very noisy, and the fans tend to be very passionate, real kind of hardcore fans rather than casual fans at York Hall.
Yeah, I like that. You know, that means it's going to be the great ambiance, you know, for a great event. So I'm excited. You know, I like those little, you know, like you said, bear hole, you know, rugged type places to look for. Those are my favorite places to fight in. It makes for good energy in the ring. So yeah.
Does it feel a little surreal to you that an American heavyweight is fighting a Congolese heavyweight who happens to be based in Scotland, right, in East London, not too far from the Olympic Park?
Yeah, it's. I was just talking to my friend about it. You know, it's a fascinating thing, but you know, once I heard about the fight and I knew it was over here in England, and I had been over here for the games before, so I was a little familiar with the area. And I remember, you know, just the hospitality and everybody being so cordial. And, you know, so I just knew I was going to have a decent time here. So
let's talk a little bit about your amateur career. Obviously, very, very impressive. You won 2 US national titles. You won the Golden Gloves. Went to 2 World Championships, got to the quarterfinals in one and went out to someone who's very good. Why did you spend so long as an amateur? Because when you went to your second Worlds in, 2009, I think people were surprised that you then dropped down a weight to go to London 2012. Why didn't you turn over in, say, 2010, for example?
You know, well, I have a father that passed away. He was also a fighter.
Mike the Bounty Hunter, of course.
Bounty Hunter. And as a kid, me and him talked about me being in the Olympics and me getting a gold medal. So when I missed out on my chances in 2008, you know, that kind of stuck with me. That was like something that hit home for me. And then
you won the trials, didn't you, for 2008? But then you went out in the qualifier, right?
Yes, I did. I basically was, I won everything from the United States side. I just didn't get to qualify for the team. But so once I heard, you know, once I had another chance to go back, and I sat down and thought about it for a while, if it was something I really wanted to do. And, you know, my thing has always been trying to, you know, please my father and stuff like that. So that's the route I went. And, you know, I don't regret it. I'm glad that I did that. It gave me a little more experience. And, you know, we're here now. So
was it him that first encouraged you into the sport?
Yeah. I was just telling another guy that when I was a kid, I was daddy crazy. So and he was boxing crazy, so it was just by nature that I was going to be a boxer. You know, I have a little brother that's also a boxer. I had an older brother who's also a boxer. So on my mom's side, my grandpa was an advisor and manager and owned a boxing gym in Santa Monica, Muhammad Ali boxing gym in Santa Monica back in the day. And so it's just been in my blood, and I just knew it was something I was going to do. It was inevitable, you know?
When did your father pass away, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not even sure. It was.
Well, how old were you when it happened?
I was 16, 17.
So did that give you a kind of extra impetus for your boxing career, or did you consider walking away from the sport?
No, actually, that's when I actually got really serious, and I knew what time it was. You know, I was like, this is my family's been in boxing for generations, so I knew that, you know, I had to carry on the name, and it was something I was already good at by nature. So once my dad passed away, that's actually when I decided to try to make the Olympics, and that's when I started to actually make boxing a career and something serious for myself, you know.
Tell us a little bit about the weight side of things, because as we discussed, you started your amateur career, but came to prominence as an amateur as a super heavyweight, 91 plus, dropped down before going to the Olympics to 91 kilos, so heavyweight. Started as a pro as a cruiserweight, challenged for a world title at cruiserweight, and now back up to heavyweight again. What's been the reason for kind of going up and down in weight?
You know, just the fights and just staying busy. You know, there's not a lot of there wasn't a lot of fights at cruiserweight, and there's now the heavyweights are starting to get back up and booming and stuff like that. My ultimate plan always was to be heavyweight champion of the world. You know, cruiserweights are always been the stepchild of boxing and overshadowed by the heavyweight. So I just knew cruiserweights, I can make cruiserweight. So if there was any fights at cruiserweight, then that's where I would be at. But yeah, I feel a lot comfortable at heavyweight. Not as far as the weight. The weight doesn't really make a difference, but actually competing with heavyweights and cruiserweights.
But your speed's more of an advantage, presumably.
Yeah. You know, I was just explaining that, you know, these guys are getting bigger and bigger every year now, but it's also it's an advantage and a disadvantage. So hopefully we're gonna use my small size to exploit these big guys.
Before you started getting into negotiations for this particular fight, did you know much about Bakole? Had you heard anything about him?
No, actually, I didn't hear anything prior to them calling me about the fight. I still don't know too much about him. I haven't really done my research. I seen his record. I seen the people that he fought, and I just made my decision from there. And you know, my main thing is I wanted to stay busy, and I'm here to build a legacy. So win, lose, or draw, it really doesn't matter to me. You know, I know when I come out there, I put on a great performance, that I'm moving towards the right direction.
How much interest will there be in this fight back home in the US, and will people get a chance to see it there?
I'm not sure if it was going to be live stream or what, but I have definitely a lot of people that's been hitting me up on Instagram and the social medias, asking me if where can they watch the fight at, and you know, people in Las Vegas, you know, that's my hometown, so there's a lot of people out there wishing they could see the fight, and even if there's some people that might even show up, so yeah.
And before we let you go, you mentioned your social medias. For people that want to get behind you or find out a bit more about you, follow your journey, just tell us your social media handles so they can do that.
Michael Bounty Hunter on Instagram, and that's probably about it.
That's the only one you need? Yeah. All right. Brilliant. And just before I let you go, pack of wolves, lack of food, just tell us the thinking behind that slogan.
You know, I enjoyed the shirt. You know, we come in a pack, and we're just letting you know that we're hungry, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, everywhere we go it's showtime, you know what I'm saying? Be careful.
Great stuff. We really appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck on October the 13th.
Thank you.